You had a shareholder who asked you a question about gold over the weekend, and your response was pretty interesting. Berkshire versus gold. You want to talk about how that's performed over the years?
Yeah, but we can go beyond that. But certainly, when we took over Berkshire, Berkshire was selling at $15 a share, and gold was selling at $20 an ounce. And gold is now $1,600, and Berkshire's $120,000. But you can take a broader example than that. If you buy an ounce of gold today and you hold it 100 years, you can go to it every day, and you can coo to it, and you can caress it, and you can fondle it, and 100 years from now, you'll have 1 ounce of gold, and it won't have done anything for you in between. If you buy 100 acres of farmland, it will produce for you every year. You can use that money to buy more farmland. You can do it, all kinds of things. For 100 years, it'll produce things for you, and you still have 100 acres of farmland at the end of the 100 years. You could buy the Dow Jones Industrial Average for 66 at the start of 1900. Gold was then $20. At the end, it was 11,400, but you'd all gotten dividends for 100 years. So a productive asset of any kind, a decent productive asset, is going to kill a non-productive asset over time. Now, in any given 1 year period, 5 year period, any asset can outperform another asset. Tulips.
Why don't you join me, Warren? Why don't you join me and buy some cows? I like your farmland, but you're in Nebraska for Iowa. You love steak. I mean, we can have leather. We can have manure. We can have milk.
Yep.
We can have meat. We'll employ people.
You can have the manure. I'll take the meat.
I've got plenty of the manure. No, but we'll employ people taking care of the cows. I mean, that little bar of gold that's worth 50, whatever. We had one in here. Look, I think it was worth like $60,000 or $70,000. I can get like so many head of cattle for that and be productive. That was my point. But you like farmland. You just too lazy to take care of the cattle or something? Pay some people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you ever tried to take care of cattle, Joe?
It must be. I think it might be hard. I know I've tipped a few, but I've never.
Have you tipped? No, I've never. I hope you have not tipped. That's mean.
Cruel. It's cruel.
It is cruel.
They're sweet. They're sweet, but they're not too bright. Like me.
With land, you can get somebody else to do all the work, give them a percentage of the crop, and you can sit back there for 100 years and get a percentage of the crop, and you still got the land when you get all through. I will guarantee you that farmland over 100 years is going to be gold, and so are equities.
Why do you think gold bugs get so irate? Because they really come out.
Yeah, it's very interesting. If you go on CNBC and say that bonds are kind of a poor investment, people don't get mad at you. You don't even hear from the Treasury. I mean, you can knock almost any investment, and people may get a little irritated. But when you talk about gold. And of course, that says something about their motivations for ownership. They want people to agree with them. They want everybody to get so scared they run to a cave with gold. And caves might be a better investment than gold. I mean, at least they're not producing more caves all the time. So they want people to be as afraid as they are, because that's what's going to produce an increase in prices. Incidentally, they're right to be afraid of paper money. I mean, they have their basic premise that paper money around the world is going to get worth less and less and less over time is absolutely correct. But
you just disagree with the investment theory beyond that.
Yeah. Where they run from that, and they should run from it, is where, in my view, they make the mistake. But they have a correct basic premise.
Okay.